Hey, what's going on, you degenerates of the lesser internet? Welcome back to my living room and gaming channel. Today I wanted to talk about CD Projekt Red, their upcoming cyberpunk games, and microtransactions. Alright, so a lot of my sources come from word of mouth. I got a PC update. A lot of my sources come from word of mouth, so like people on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Twitter personally. I don't have an account that isn't banned. I don't have an account on Twitter. I don't follow anyone. But I follow a few people who are connected to Twitter, and they show me like tweets and stuff like that. And if something catches my eye, I'll like click the link and I'll go over there and I'll look at the tweet myself. So I follow people on YouTube, on BitChute, and other places. Twitter, of course. If there's a Facebook link, I'll like log in and check it. But for the most part, you know, I'm reading the comments, reading what other people say, and apparently a lot of people are like freaking out over what CD Projekt Red said about microtransactions. Now, CD Projekt Red does not. This is a delicate situation. A lot of people are freaking out, thinking that they're going to put microtransactions in Cyberpunk 2077. I don't think they're going to do that. I think I'm comfortable saying that we could trust CD Projekt Red. If any developer or publisher we can trust to go on their word or trust them to just do the right thing at this point, CD Projekt Red is probably the only one. I'm trying to think of another one. I can't. Even the bigwigs, Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, I don't trust them 100% when they say they're going to do something, because they always go back on what they say 6 months or a year later. Definitely don't trust the EAs and the Activisions. But CD Projekt Red, when they say they're going to do something or they're not going to do something, I trust them to do that. They've earned the good faith, at least from me. I know there's a lot of people, they're like, they're still a company, they like money. Yeah, and their business model is being truthful, being honest, giving us a good AAA product, not spamming the market with a bunch of bullshit, and giving us just one, not even good, not even amazing, but just like blown off the top, crazy, amazing AAA, quadruple A single player experience, like every 4 or 5 years. That's their business model. That brings them a lot of money, and I think they're pretty small for bringing in that money. I don't know. They're not as big as EA or Activision. They don't employ that many people, although they do employ quite a bit. They've ramped up with that Witcher 3 money for sure, and I think that is what in part facilitated the acceleration of Cyberpunk, because Witcher 3 came out and it earned them tons of money. There was even, when they re-released it on the Switch, I think it was the Switch. No, it was the Netflix show that sucks. When that came out, more people were playing than there were at release. So they got a lot of fucking money, did a bunch of hires, and I think they pushed forward that Cyberpunk fucking game, which is very ambitious, and it probably had a couple more years in the fucking oven, to be honest, if things just went along as normal. But it's good that they're doing work. It's good that they got a good product and that people are behind them, and they've earned my trust, and I think they should earn. Well, that's not for me to say. It's for you to say. You know, a lot of people are jaded like me. They don't trust no one. I understand that. But if there's any one developer or publisher that deserves the good faith, I think it's CD Projekt Red with microtransactions. But people are freaking out, and they made a statement. Let me just read you the statement. It's a little long, and then after that, we'll talk more. So, quote, CD Projekt... I forget who it was. Oh. Quote, "Well, we're never aggressive towards our fans," he said. "We treat them fairly and we're friendly. So of course not, we won't be aggressive, but you can expect great things to be bought," when talking about microtransactions. The goal is to design monetization in a way that makes people happy to spend money, and I'm not trying to be cynical or hide something. It's about creating a feeling of value. And that, I think, is the truth. They really do want to put value behind their product. We've seen them do it with their single-player games, and I gotta be honest, why wouldn't we expect that from them when it comes to microtransactions? I have very limited experience with microtransactions. I bought, like, a Minecraft skin, like, 10 years ago on, like, the 360, and that was it. And it wasn't until recently with Call of Duty Modern Warfare that I bought a few microtransactions. I probably bought about $50 worth of packs and skins and stuff like that, because that was really my first experience at getting into that. I'm wise to it now. I've always been critical, maybe overly critical of microtransactions, but I've never actually first-hand bought some or got tricked by, you know, the addictive nature of them. That's never happened to me until Call of Duty. And I could say I understand where that addictive nature comes in, especially with my background in psychology and being a therapist. But, you know, it didn't rope me in. It started to a little bit, but then after I was like, you know what, I'm getting close to, you know, the actual price of the game here. I've spent about $50 or $60 on microtransactions. Maybe I should back up a little bit. And of course, because even before I was banned from Call of Duty, if you guys know that story, I didn't buy the last season pass, the last 2 season passes. I was like, nope, you're not getting me this time. There's garbage in these fucking packs. I don't use fucking literally any of them. I'm not doing it. So I started pulling back a little bit by then I got banned, and then I got jaded. So yeah, I have a little bit of experience with it now, but I can totally see where they're coming from. And if they do give us, first of all, it's got to be in a game we like, and it's got to be of value. More on that later. But I'm not really that opposed to them saying something like, you know, it's about creating a feeling of value. Why not? That's the biggest fucking gripe when it comes to microtransactions, is you don't get that feeling of value. What if we actually get a game with value in microtransactions, and we see a replica of what's going on in their single-player games? Everyone being excited for them, loving them, feeling like they're a value, buying them up like hotcakes. What if they replicate that same thing when it comes to microtransactions? Get people to go, oh my god, this is insanely cheap. What a great value. I actually want to support it more. And of course, there's a market there. There's got to be a fucking market there that they see. So maybe they apply it to that. But there's more quote. Same as with our single-player games, which is what I've been saying. We want gamers to be happy while spending money on our products, Kaczynski said. Kaczynski. These Polish people. My wife's half Polish. Good thing she's not a man. Because she'd be having a rough time. I'm sorry, is that racist? Yes, it is. But it's okay, they're white. I'm sorry. The same is true for microtransactions. You can expect them, of course, and Cyberpunk 2077 is a great setting for selling things. But it won't be aggressive. It won't upset gamers like it'll make them happy. That's our goal, at least. You can expect more, actually, where I guess there's questions in between there or something like that. I don't fucking know. I guess you could expect more, actually. We're not going into too many details today, but everything will be clear before release, Kaczynski said. As we are close to the release, expect the post-release plans to be revealed fairly soon. A series of free DLCs and expansions will be described, as I said, and you can expect it fairly soon, and everything will be made clear. That is... pretty sure that was translated. That's why it's kind of fuckity-doo. He mentioned Cyberpunk 2077, but actually he did. There was like a parentheses, like brackets, like the editor, you know, was letting the reader know that he was talking about the game. But he didn't actually say that. So I think that's where a lot of the confusion comes from. He actually goes back and says something about it later and makes a statement saying, I didn't have that pulled up. saying that there will not be any microtransactions in the Cyberpunk 2077 release. They're committed to that. They've even come out and made fun of other developers for putting microtransactions in their $60 games. So, do I believe them? Yeah, I believe them. But I do think the road gets a little hazy. I think that they're going to release, like, there's rumors that they're, well, it's not a rumor, they've said as much, that they're going to release a multiplayer portion of the game after launch, and that is going to be probably where they have the microtransactions in there, because the game wasn't originally slated to be this, like, multiplayer game. But this thing was conceived and put into development right around 2013, if you remember, probably even sooner than that. And, you know, a lot's changed since then, so I don't think that they planned on having this multiplayer. They hadn't even released Witcher 3 at that point, so no, I do not think that they're like, hey, let's do Cyberpunk and make it be this online shooter. I don't fucking believe that for a second. But, like I said, things change as time goes on, and I think they do want to get in on this microtransaction business. I don't blame them. I just hope that they do it right. My official stance still is, if you're going to put microtransactions in a game, make the game free. Like, that's it. That's fucking it. Make the game free if you want to put microtransactions in that shit. Even if I'm playing for, like, paying for a low tier, I mean, even if it's a high quality, I mean, you can't really put a quality on video games. I mean, I could tell if I'm playing an indie game versus a AAA game. I could tell if the game's quality or not, but just to have a single sliding metric of whether it's good or bad, quality versus not quality, there's a lot of factors in there, like how fun the fucking game is. I played cheap fucking shitty games that are just so goddamn fun, I don't give a fuck what the graphics look like. I played games that have graphics that are so amazing that it doesn't really bother me that the gameplay is a little slow or maybe a little walking simulator-ish. I give shit to the Uncharted franchise, for instance, especially Uncharted 4. That game is borderline a walking simulator. There's like no combat in the game until you get to like Chapter 5. That's like a quarter of the way through the fucking game. And there's unfailable jump sequences where you have to jump from platform to platform. The game literally won't let you fucking do it and accidentally fall to your death. The game will only let you jump if there's like a rock or something in place that you could grab onto. It's fucking nuts. And the open world shooting parts were fun, but they were very few and far in between. You got these long fucking Jeep rides that serve just as dialogue, forced dialogue points. It's a borderline walking simulator, but the graphics are amazing and it's a good experience. I'm not going to say it's a bad game, but I do think it is a bad Uncharted game. It is my least favorite of the Uncharted games. And while it's a good game and the graphics are amazing, I keep saying that, it is borderline walking simulator, and I do give this game shit, but there are games that kind of get a free pass, is what I'm saying, because the graphics are amazing. The Order 1886, I love that game, and a lot of it was because of the visuals. It was a very novel style, well, it was a walking simulator. Think of it like a walking simulator with third-person shooter bits thrown in here and there. But I love the world, I love the presentation, I love the story and the characters, I love anything Knights of the Round Table related, and they kind of revamped that a little bit. I really fucking loved it, but the visuals were something that made me look at it a different way. I'm not gonna fucking lie. So just to have a single sliding metric saying what's quality and not quality is a little bit up to the eye of the beholder, if you will. So what does that mean with CD Projekt Red? I think they know what quality is. I think they have their own style of quality, and when they say we're gonna give value to on the microtransaction front, with the goal in mind, obviously, to make money. It would be nice to hear them say that. It honestly would, but there's a lot of people that would just freak out even more upon hearing that. But they are honest, and it would be nice to hear them say, you know what, yeah, we want to do this because we want to make some more money. There is a market there, but we promise we're going to do it our way. Just like we do with single-player games, we're going to do it our way with microtransactions. The goal in mind is to give the players what they want, give them something they want to fucking pay for. Because I gotta be honest, When it comes to single-player games, they're already there. They already make products that I want to throw money at them. That fucking fry, futuristic, fucking shut up and take my money! That's CD Projekt Red for me, with their single-player games. Now, if they could make like a free-to-play game that's fun and engaging, something on the level and quality of, let's say, Call of Duty, because I love Call of Duty, and have microtransactions in it that, you know, don't fucking make me pay $20 for a fucking a gun skin. You know what I mean? Something very cheap, very affordable, and cool looking. Not just the same fucking skin, but a different color. That would be something I would be interested in. But of course not in Cyberpunk 2077. I think we're going to get that in maybe their multiplayer game. They're going to market it as a separate game. Kind of like GTA Online. I think it's going to be like Cyberpunk Online or something like that. They said it's going to be a separate release. Maybe it'll actually be its own separate fucking game. Like straight the fuck up. It's got its own box. It's completely separate fucking game. But maybe it'll be included for people who bought Cyberpunk 2077, the original. I don't know. That will remain to be seen. That I could fucking see. If it's let's say like a $30 purchase, completely its own separate thing, and everyone who's bought Cyberpunk 2077 gets access to it for free, then I'd be able to say, hey, yeah, you could put microtransactions into this thing. But there's also rumors they're making like a mobile game. Maybe that's what they're talking about. I don't know. But I do trust CD Projekt Red, and for the time being, I think everybody else should too. But if they screw up, if they lie, if they fuck us over, that's it. That's fucking it. There's a lot on the fucking line here. They're the last bastion of hope for a lot of people. Bethesda used to be them a couple years ago, before Fallout 76. Bethesda used to be them. They were on top. They were on their fucking game. Skyrim, Fallout 4, Doom, the Evil Within games. Like, yes, Wolfenstein, before that got all weird and shitty. They were on top of the fucking world, and then something happened at ZeniMax. Fallout 76 happened, and then they just started fucking doing everything wrong. Doing everything fucking wrong. So, can that happen to CD Projekt Red? Yeah, it can. Do I want it to happen? No. But they are the last bastion of hope for a lot of people, and if they screw up, it's done. It's going to be a different gaming landscape after that. No one's going to trust anyone. Every time somebody makes a corporate statement, it's going to be a fucking lie, no matter what. And there's no one to be trusted. But let's hope that doesn't happen. That's about all I have to say about that shit. Keep on gaming, everyone. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And don't ever fucking stop.